In today's video, we're going to take a look at IWM and we're going to talk about entries that are not so graceful and how you can kind of get around that. So the first thing you want to look at on the IWM is the fact that the recent low, we hit perfect symmetry. Okay, so this is where the projection actually came in at 151.39 and the actual low, actually if I label it correctly, you'll see it, comes in at exactly 151.39. Okay, now the problem with this is that we had a gap. So there really wasn't a graceful entry here. So here's where we made the low. Here's where you had the moving average crossover and you took out a prior swing high, but not until you had the gap up here. So do I want you to buy it here and risk under here? No, I think that's too much. So what you do, if it's too far away from where your definition of risk is, just look at the next pullback. Okay, so yes, it triggered, but that doesn't mean I have to buy it here. And in this case, if you would have run the pullback decisions, you would have had one swing here and one swing here. Okay, the larger swing was 222. This swing was 206. And actually, if you measure the smaller swing, that high to low, that came in at 205. So, that was very similar there. And then you also had the 618 retracement just a little bit underneath it. So, to look for a secondary entry after you have, a trigger with a gap like that, it's better to look at a new buy entry like against here and risk below here rather than an entry here and risking below here. So when that happens, one of the things that you do want to be patient for is a pullback where you can have less risk. Okay, so that's one thing in IWM, but here's the rest of it. So if this low is any good, and that's a big if because we don't know if it is. I mean, we have seen a rally off of it so far, but what do we need to see to expect that it can continue to rally and possibly even towards a bigger picture upside target? Well, it looks like it needs to clear this largest low to high swing that came in before that comes in at 156.61. Beyond that, you'd have an important hurdle with the 618 retracement, but know that if we continue to hold above here, this is your potential on the upside. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. And, I will also start looking at pullbacks on that one, in the next couple of days because this is definitely a key low.